All right, well, welcome. My name's Jan Copeland, and I am excited to share with you about EXP. So I'm calling this EXP Explained, which seems to be what the norm of everybody when they join EXP and they explain it. So I want to share with you why I'm doing this. I'm sharing this with you because as a coach specifically and exclusively for women real estate agents, this is my purpose in getting up every morning, weekday mornings anyway, to help you become more successful. And so what I'm going to share with you about, I'm doing so excitedly and unapologetically. And I'm really, I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't share it. Let's just put it that way. All right. So I would be thrilled to chat with you, not immediately after this, but if you want to talk further, either go to the person who got you here, who invited you here, or go to chatwithjan.com, and you can get on my calendar. All right. So let me share my screen and we will start the presentation. Okay. So this is the EXP Realty opportunity, and it certainly is. I'm so excited. So let's start with why agents switch brokerages in the first place. Well, some because they have friends at another brokerage, others because of the split, others because of leadership either being better somewhere else, or you're not loving your leader at the moment, or there are broker issues, a lack of support, a lack of training, a lack of resources. It's also culture. Sometimes it's just not your vibe anymore. So those are some of the reasons that agents will switch brokerages, but the very best reason to switch brokerages is when you know there's a better opportunity out there, right? There's a better opportunity. Entrepreneurs, which is what each of you is, whether you know it or not, or acknowledge it or not, they like to, what successful entrepreneurs do is they want to make sure they understand what the opportunities are. And so you're always saying yes to hearing about an opportunity. So congratulations for being here. Whether EXP is the right decision for you right now or ever, I still applaud you for being an entrepreneur and raising your hand to say, you know what? I don't know. I heard some good stuff about EXP. I heard some weird stuff about EXP. So like, I'm just going to spend 30 minutes and figure it out. And then at least I'll know what I'm saying no to, right? So I want to share with you that in order to be a successful entrepreneur, in terms of if you Google what makes a successful entrepreneur, there's two things that really stand out on every list. Entrepreneurs are very decisive because they know that even if they make, quote, the wrong choice, perhaps, you can always tweak from that. So they're very decisive, and they know that their maximum success is inevitable. And the reason I bring that up is because Glenn Sanford, who is the founder of EXP, agrees with that. And he is very,
okay, sounds good. Bye-bye.
He is very agent focused. He is very agent focused, and he is very agent obsessed and success obsessed. So millionaires, the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Interestingly enough, that's how many streams of income are possible for you at EXP. So let's continue. Cloud-based online disruption. So I want to really look at this with you for a moment. You know, depending how old you are, you might remember fondly going to Blockbuster to pick up your videos, and it was a behemoth. They had big stores. You never would have thought Blockbuster was going out of business. And in fact, 2 years before Blockbuster was bankrupt, the founder of Netflix went to him and said, hey, do you want to be a partner? Because I see things going in an online direction. Blockbuster said, haha, no. And so we look at this. Blockbuster was a $6 billion company. Now, I don't know about you, but $6 billion would sound good to me. Netflix is $95 billion, okay? Then we think about yellow taxi cab, yellow cab, right? I wasn't able to find what they were worth at their heyday, but Uber took over, right? Hey, I can get an app on my phone. It's online disruption. And so Uber is worth upwards of $76 billion, okay? Then think about Hilton. Paris Hilton, ring a bell? I don't know if they're billionaires, but definitely at least millionaires. So Hilton right now is 99 years old and they're worth 18 billion, right? But if you know about Airbnb, which was started by two guys who didn't even have a place to hang their head, okay? And they came up with an online solution, cloud-based online solution that disrupted the hotel industry. And now, 99 years old Hilton versus 10 years old Airbnb, 31 billion. Okay, catch where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to go over structure in a moment, but I do want you to understand that all of the brokerages, no matter who you're with, and in fact, I should have put like a mom and pop brokerage over here, because no matter what kind of broker you're at, if you're not with EXP, they are not giving you an opportunity to have an exit strategy, okay? And if you wonder if they do, go into your broker and say, hey, can you help me with my exit strategy? Because otherwise, with other brokers, you're as good as your last, under contract, right? And then you start over again, okay? So with EXP, you have a retirement plan, okay? I'm gonna get to that in a minute, and a clear exit strategy with options and with opportunities, because maybe you do, but if you don't want to be selling and helping people buy, sell, and invest in real estate all the time until you're 70, 80, 65, 60, whatever it is, with EXP, you have opportunities. So I want to really just speak to the explosive growth of EXP. So I joined last June, and there were less than 15,000 agents. And just this week, or maybe it was last Friday, we went over 35,000. Okay, most of those are in the United States. So right now we are the fastest growing brokerage now, and we're the fastest growing brokerage ever. We are a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. And as I said, very agent obsessed. And this is where we're going, this explosive growth. So I wanted to share this with you because I think it's important that you understand that yes, we have 35,000 agents in the US and Canada, and we just opened the UK and Australia, I believe, and Mexico. We're not stopping, okay? EXP has global, it's going to be everywhere. But in the United States, according to the National Association of Realtors, there's 1.4 million realtors. That's just with the National Association of Realtors. There can be others that don't take that designation, right? So 1.4 million. And then in Canada, according to the Canadian Real Estate Association, as of about 6 months ago, there was 125,000 agents. Well, if we have 5,000 from Canada and we have 30,000 in the United States, that would tell me there's a lot of opportunity. And why is that important? Because when we look at these companies, imagine if you would have been able to be a part owner, because with EXP, you are an owner. I'm going to show you that slide in a moment. But imagine if you could have bought stock in Netflix and Uber and Airbnb when they started, when they were young. Well, that's what you have before you with EXP. Now, I want to get into the structure. We are agent owned. So what does that mean? There are a lot of differences, okay? So in a traditional brokerage, you have a company. And usually, when you talk about RE/MAX or Century 21 or Berkshire Hathaway, they're a huge company, and they have brick and mortar, and they have, full staffs and such. And they're broken into regions so that they can be, better managed at a close level, right? And then people buy the franchises, okay? So the company sets up, their corporate structure of their regions, and then I could go buy a RE/MAX franchise, and then I'm an owner. And then owners sometimes just own it and aren't the broker, so then they might have to have a sales manager or a broker, and then the agent is down here at the bottom, okay? Well, Glenn Sanford, prior to starting EXP, he's very much a visionary, said, you know what, that's not right. Because he was at Keller Williams, an executive there. And he goes, you know what, I want the agent to be the owner. And because we're girls on this call, I'm like, let's put a princess hat, okay? So we are the owner, all right? Instead of being at the bottom of the heap. And there are 4 things that I'm going to talk about right now And then, of course, if this all sounds good to you, we can talk later, or the person who brought you here, we can talk later. But I think it's very important to understand what's the big deal about EXP, right? So let's start with disruptive technologies. So first of all, we have an office. People say, oh, I can't go to EXP, I don't have an office. That's incorrect. We have an online office, right? We have an online office. And if you are the kind of person who prefers to go to an office, as an EXP owner, you get a membership into Regus Properties, R-E-G-U-S, and you can use their lounge free of charge, you know, or if you want your own office there, you get, I think it's 20% off of a particular office. But for the most part, with EXP, agents work out of their homes. But the disruptive technology is everything is online. So I remember when I was with RE/MAX and I was out doing my thing, you know, I was closing, you know, 20, 25 million a year. And I remember a client would call me and I'd be like, oh, shoot. Okay, when I get back to the office, I'll be able to pull that file. Or when I, you know, well, with EXP, hold on one second, please. And you just, it's just there. So, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that later, but it's a very user-friendly, simple. EXP is simple. Isn't that beautiful, ladies? Things are way too complicated in this business, right? The next is something that EXP owns called Virbela. Now, Virbela is is what we use for our, it's where we have meetings, it's where we have trainings, it's where we can set up a little avatar that looks like us and go in and get immediate real-time help in agent services. It's where we can take trainings. It's a real nice place where if you have a team and maybe, you know, I don't know, it's snowing or whatever, and you want to have a meeting, you can have your meeting in Virbela. So it's a very nice user-friendly interface, similar to Zoom, with many advantages. So anyway, let me chat with you about this. Why is it a disruptive technology? Well, when COVID came in March, we were all forced home, right? And of course, Zoom got overloaded. And because we owned Virbela, we at EXP were told, hey, if you know anybody with like over 5 people that want to have, you know, that want to own or, you know, lease, if you will, have a contract for using Virbela technologies to facilitate their meetings, and, you know, introduce them to us, give us their name. And one such lady I know about, who was friendly with someone at one of the divisions of Disney, is now getting, you know, thousands per month because of a contract that this person signed with EXP. I don't know if it was a 1-year contract or 2, but that's a revenue stream now for this person, okay? And all she had to do was say, you know, I guess email someone or fill out a form, okay? And then it goes up the chain. So she didn't even have to sell the system and write the contract or anything. She just had to introduce someone, okay? That's what happens when you're the owner. So that's really amazing, right? Next, can't even talk, EXPI stock. Okay, so EXPI stock is EXP stock. That's what we trade on. EXPI stock have made millionaires already, you know, because of, first it was a penny stock, then we went public on NASDAQ, and then, you know, recently it's gone through the roof. And so what other brokerage has made millionaires out of their agents? If you know anyone, please let me know, because I don't. Now, there are a couple ways to get EXPI stock. Number one, the first deal you ever do with EXP, the first closing, they award you EXP stock. And when you come over, if you decide to come over, people will undoubtedly say, hey, what is this EXP? And whoever comes in as on your referral, the first time they have a closing, they will get EXP stock, and so will you. And it's not just that one time. It's every anniversary year, your first closing, you get it. Every anniversary year, anybody that you bring under you, they have a closing, they get stock, you get stock. Again, does any other company do this? Because I'm not aware of it. You also get stock when you cap, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And you also get stock if you become an icon agent. You also have the ability to take out up to 5% of every commission check to buy EXP stock at a discount, 10% off. And then of course you can buy it, on the open market. But I don't know about anybody else. In other words, are you an owner of, do they treat you like an owner? Are they, All right, so the next is rev share. And what I want to share about this is that, as you may know, I've been silent about EXP. I mean, I announced it when I came over last June. I'm a coach specifically and exclusively for women real estate agents and brokers. And I'm like, you know what? When it comes up, I'll talk about it, but I'm not really going to be overt about it. But something changed. Something changed for me that is compelling me to share, and something happened with a lot of the ladies that came in with me. So on average, at first it was my mortgage was being paid by my rev share, because that's, you get paid something as an owner. Anybody who you bring over to EXP, and they name you as their sponsor, every time they have a closing, you're going to get paid. And at first it was a couple $100. Then it became a couple thousand, and it's significant now. Like, it's almost taking care of my family's monthly expenses. And you know that I haven't done much with it, now I am, because it's real now, right? It's like real. This is the real deal. And I have 3 people that, that I'm their sponsor for. Not only are they icon, which means they get their whole split back, which I'll talk about later shortly. But they also likewise are getting hundreds of dollars without hardly ever even trying. Now one is getting several thousand per month. So it's real. The next is the iBuyer program. Now, I want to just call your attention to some facts. When COVID hit in March, Redfin, Zillow had iBuyer programs, correct? Well, what happened was they opted, meaning Redfin and every other iBuyer program that I'm aware of did this. EXP did not, so check this out. When COVID hit, we were all not knowing what the heck was going to happen next, right? What happened was all the other iBuyer programs except for EXP reneged on every one of their deals. They called act of God, we're out. So imagine all those people who thought their home was sold, the rug was pulled out. Okay, we didn't know what the hell was going on in March. Now they thought their house was sold and it's not, okay? EXP didn't do that. Our iBuyer program, we didn't know what was going on, likewise, right? Who did? But we kept with the system. We just said, we're going to move forward. So I think that speaks to the integrity of EXP, right? So the iBuyer program is that if you know investors, and not just 1 or 2 deals, like real investors, and you send their name up the chain, if they get approved to be an investor that is a participant in EXP's iBuyer program, every time they buy or sell an iBuyer house, you get $800. And there are people that are getting hundreds, if not, well, they're over 1,000, 800 to plus, whenever, the guy or gal investor that they, threw their name in the ring and they were approved. That's another revenue, stream. So it's just a beautiful thing. Another aspect of the iBuyer program is that, let's say you're on a listing appointment and the house looks like poopy poop, and you know that it's not going to get, multiple offers at this point, right? Because it doesn't show the way the qualified buyer of that price range wants, correct? So you're kind of nervous, right? But not with EXP, you're not nervous. You ask the questions, and if you're my client, you have the, listing intake, seller intake, and there are some sellers who just want out. They know it's going to be less money, but it's quick. So you get iBuyer qualified, iBuyer program qualified, then you can offer to that seller, I hear that, the most important thing to you is to get this house sold and away from you, right? So I can guarantee you at least one cash offer in 72 hours, closing in 30 days. Sound good? Guess what? You still get 3%, ladies. Hello. Does your broker offer this? I don't think so, right? Can you see why I'm so excited? And, I'm not going to go through all these, but these three are on my team. These two are already icon. I knew them from my past. Chloe is a brand new agent who got a $1.7 million listing, first of all, and then managed to get it under contract with multiple offers in 9 days. Hello. And whereas the normal average days on market in that price range in her market would be well over, 30 to 45 days. So this is the kind of stuff that happens when you move to EXP. So EXP is agent owned. And I already shared that there are 6 ways to acquire the EXP stock. The first is with your first closing every anniversary year. Second is when you cap. The cap is $16,000. So it really depends on what your average sales price is and what your average commission rate is, 2.5% or 3% or whatever it is, in order to figure out, how long it's going to take you to get capped. But a $16,000 cap, no matter where you are in the United States. I know it's a steal in Manhattan, a steal in California, okay? Of course, in bigger cities. But even in small towns, 16,000 is very good. So once your first deal every anniversary year, once you cap, and then if you close 20 closings, 20 deals after you cap, that's called Icon Agent, and then you get more EXP stock. And by the way, you get your whole $16,000 back. Isn't that amazing? As if you didn't pay anything that year. You also get the stock awarded when you refer someone to join and they name you as their sponsor. Again, the first time they close in every anniversary year. And then, as I said, you can, when you join EXP, declare that you want 5% or up to 5% of your commission going to buy EXP stock at 10% off. Boom. And then the 6th way is you can buy the stock on your own in the open market. So 7 income streams, opportunities. Remember, I started by saying that there are, the average millionaire has 7 income stream opportunities. And that's what I love, love, love about Glenn Sanford and EXP, and why I'm even, freaking out and sharing this with you, because he also has 7 income streams. So I'm going to talk about 4. Number 1, selling real estate. That's an income stream, of course, right? We're realtors. Next is Verbella. Okay, so if you know anybody that has 5 or more people that work remotely, you can learn more about Verbella and selling that EXP owned technology. All right. The iBuyer program. There you go. You can close deals when with an otherwise dog of a home, and I mean that, with all due respect, you know what I'm talking about, a dog, one that's not going to be very appealing at a certain price point because it's a distressed property, that you can still get your 3%. And then when you introduce an investor to see if EXP will allow them to enter into and be an approved investor, then every time they buy or sell an iBuyer home, you get $800. And then when you attract others, you get a piece of when they sell a home. And I want to clarify that there are other companies, Keller and Exit, who do want to reward you when you invite someone to join that brokerage. But with Keller, it's based on profit. So if your office, your what they call profit center, which I don't like that term, but that's what they call it, is profitable, then you'll get a percentage. But if it's not, then you don't, and you have no control over that. So I don't know about you, but as an entrepreneur, I like to have my control. The other thing about that is that with some other brokerages, the piece that you get when they close a deal comes from your friend who you brought with you, right? And that's not right, because that's kind of like, wait, I'm dipping in their fund. They're not going to like that. Whereas with EXP, you know how I said everybody comes in with an 80-20 split? Well, guess what? Your remuneration when the person who names you as their sponsor comes out of EXP's portion, not the person that you bring in. So again, very, very wise in the way he set this up. Another way to declare and clearly see that EXP is agent owned and agent focused is that we all know that you're not getting deals because you're with RE/MAX or the independent broker in your town or Coldwell Banker or any of that. You're getting deals because of you. So, and as a coach, I have so many people who say, well, my broker said that I have to have RE/MAX big and I really can't have my own logo. Bull, okay? We at EXP welcome you to have your personal branding, because it's you that's getting the deals, okay? It's you putting yourself out there. And so we just ask, obviously mandate that you check with your state. And of course you have to get all your marketing approved before you actually get it printed, so that, you know, you do have to make sure that, you know, you're in state law in terms of your advertising and branding. So again, this is revenue sharing. It's funny, I had a friend who referred some people to RE/MAX. I don't know, this is probably about 7-8 years ago. And she was a big mouth and people really liked her. I liked her a lot. And every time she referred an agent to go to RE/MAX, she'd get a $35 gift card. A $35 gift card, that's it. She didn't make any money every time, you know, and she only knew the top performers. So it's just amazing to me, and it's astounding to me that, you know, that, and she was happy with that. She's like, hey, let's do lunch. Okay. But with EXP, it's so much more. And just so much more agent focused, right? So what else? Agent focus, smart CRM. We all hear, we need a CRM, we need a CRM. Well, guess what? How about a website? And I forgot to write website on here, but your website is connected to a smart CRM so that you can do, you know, landing. And by the way, we have landing pages too that you can use and customize with your branding, whether you want to put a post or a Facebook ad or some other kind of advertising to get, you know, business and lead gen. We have, you know, a lot of training. The thing about EXP is that you're guaranteed at least 20 hours a week of live training. And then there's also a library of plenty of training. So you definitely would not get, you know, forgotten about in terms of that. And it's all free of charge. Okay. This is the latest technology for you. And I know that EXP is working on, maybe they have already, I can't keep up with everything, on buying a title company or putting together a closing company, so that, again, if it's in your market and you use it, you know, you're going to get paid for that, because again, you're an owner. So there's a lot of things going on that are opportunities for you as an entrepreneur, right? So why are agents switching? Well, everything I talked about, branding, marketing. When you come in naming me or someone under me, okay, so the person that invited you here or myself, then we help you with your branding and marketing. You know, I'm a coach, so I want you to succeed. And so you will be in training and coaching. With EXP, there is a very a focus on a broker response, right? And so there are 3 different ways that you can contact your broker. And if your broker is not getting back to you, then you go into EXP World, which is the Verbella technology. You go to agent services and they will be sure to help you in real time, which I remember as an agent, sometimes when you're dealing with something you've never dealt with before, it's very important. And there's an exit strategy. One of the things I want to share with you is that as I shared with you, I'm building my rev share group, revenue share, sharing in the revenue of the company, okay, when you attract people and they name you as their sponsor. Well, if I were to pass away, my kids would get that money. So it doesn't just die, right? But they have to be realtors, and they have to be licensed realtors with EXP. So, okay, they have to be realtors. I'm kind of digging it that my kids are now realtors and they're, you know, following in my footsteps, right? So just wanted to share that with you. But the final analysis is everyone is committed to your success. When I switched to EXP, I'm coaching. I maybe close the first year I closed 4 deals. This year I've closed 1, only because of people I meet. No, it's not. It's not my thing anymore. I'm focused on coaching you. But it's interesting that other EXP agents reached out to me and said, hey, welcome. Even though we're competition, it's a different culture and everyone wants every other EXP agent to succeed. And it's a beautiful thing. So let's get to the nitty gritty. What are costs? Oh, and by the way, I want to share with you that there's no boundaries. You know, another benefit of coming over to EXP is, you know, many agents are in, or, you know, spouses are in the military. And so they're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're having a great business. The husband gets transferred to California and oh boy, now I got to interview at franchises. I don't know where I'm going to go. Guess what? Not with EXP. Anywhere in the United States, you can be with EXP, and in Canada and other things, you know, like I said, the UK, Australia, whatever. And to me, simple is better. Simple, simple, simple. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. All right. So let's get to the costs. Obviously, there's no desk fees. There's no desk. No royalty fees or franchise fees. It's a split 80, it's an 80-20 split. Your costs are $85 a month. That $85 a month gets you that customizable website that has IDX, that has the landing pages, that has the smart CRM attached to it, that is very robust in terms of email sequencing and things of that sort. It gets you the e-signature. It's called DigiSign. It gets you your SkySlope, which is where you're going to the online, how you're going to keep all of your deals in, you know, smoothly. So that's $85 a month. Then every deal, you have a $25 broker review. Now, if you're on both sides of a deal, you only pay $25. You pay once, okay? So that's a good thing. And then your E&O insurance, right? And I know my former broker, we'd have to pay, I think it was $700 a year every January. It's like, wait, I just caught Christmas. Now I got to pay for this. But with EXP, it's $40 per deal until you pay $500. Then you're done. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing too. All right. Commission and cap. Yes, I wrote, yes, that's my favorite font right there. So the 80-20 split. I don't care if you closed no deals, 1 deal, or 5,000 deals. Everybody comes in 80-20. To me, that's a big deal to me. $16,000 cap. Once you cap, it's 100% commission. Oh, look at that typo. See, ladies, take imperfect action. 100% commission for the remainder of your anniversary year, except that you're going to have a $250 transaction fee on the deals that you close after the $16,000 cap. And guess what? As long as you do it fairly and equitably, you're able to pass that along with every one of your deals, as long as, like I said, as long as you're consistent to say, hey, to the closing attorney or the title company, add a $250 transaction fee, and then it's still not going to cost you anything. When you join EXP, there's a $149 one-time startup fee, and you get, if you're going to use EXP branding, you get your first box of business cards and some other things that are included with that. Your setup of your website and things like that. So likely you're feeling a series of emotions. You're likely feeling excitement that you haven't felt for a while, because it's like, wow, this is different. And next comes doubt. Uh-oh, wait. It's like, wait, I've been asked to believe in a chocolate moon. Like, what is this? This is something different. Then you feel an overwhelming need to tell someone, to see it. Am I missing something on this? And then you're pacing, you're talking to yourself, you're losing sleep. That's normal. Okay, so here we go. Everything's okay. That's normal. Everything's fine. Okay. But what I want to encourage you to do next is connect with the person who sent you here, and they can answer all your questions and discuss next steps. If you found out about this through me, then you can go to chatwithjan.com and you can grab 30 minutes with me. And it's the first one that says, let's chat about EXP. Okay. And you can just go on my calendar and you know, we can chat more. Bottom line is that you have a choice. And that's the beautiful thing. You have a choice. Someone just joined us. If they can mute. let's see. Sorry, ladies. I have to mute. Yeah, okay. So you have a choice right now. EXP is still a ground floor opportunity. Remember, we're at 35,000 agents. We have 1 point, and that's collectively between the United States and Canada. So 35,000, we have 1.4 million, according to the National Association of Realtors, and there are over 125,000 in the Canadian Real Estate Association. So we're less than 2% of that which, you know, of the real estate agent community that have come to EXP. That means 98% of agents still haven't come over. And so let me just hit, I want to get off of, I don't know why I can't find, I must be here. Okay, stop share. So 98% of agents haven't come over yet. And remember when I was sharing with you about the model of Uber, you know, yellow taxi was probably like, yeah, right. And with Netflix saying, yeah, right to, or Blockbuster saying, yeah, right to Netflix, you know, Hilton hotels, all hotels saying, yeah, right to Airbnb. The writing's on the wall, ladies. The writing is on the wall. EXP is in the right, is where we need to be. We are the forward-thinking, agent-centric, success-centered brokerage that I can't, obviously, in my energy, I can't talk enough about it. It won't be for everyone because everyone won't get it. It's really for those who are entrepreneurs, success-minded, ready to go. And so now I'm going to check the chat. Yes, much easier to hold dual license. Now, someone is asking privately, are you saying Virbela? I think it's Virbela. What does the customer interface look like? And couldn't see a customer would see agent listings. Okay, so first of all, the interface, the person who said that, I will give you an invitation to see that. If anybody else wants to see that, please put it in the message here. And then the last question is, I went to exp.com and couldn't see how a customer would see agent listings. Well, your agent listings will be everywhere. They'll be on Zillow, they'll be on Realtor, they'll be on Coldwell Banker, you know, just like it's, you know, all of our listings go everywhere. So it'll be on your own website as well as EXP's, you know, not centric, but EXP's network, which is everybody. It goes out to everyone. I don't see many EXP signs. Is that because you have so few agents? Very good question. And I see I miss Crystal. Let me get back to you in a moment. Julie, here's the funny thing. You probably see EXP signs, but they're with the realtor's branding. So if I could find mine quickly, but I know I can't. My sign, you know, with my son and daughter, the business, we're called Vibe Realty Group. It's bright blue. It's like a beach and really small because in Virginia, it can be, you know, I think it's 2 inches or whatever. There's EXP, but you're not going to see EXP unless you're really looking for it. So because EXP is big on personal branding, thanks, honey. We don't, you don't see a lot of people using EXP brands. So that's our sign. Oh, no, that's okay. Do you see that? You can barely see EXP on that. Now, in some states, it has to be the same size. So it's not, you know, I can't speak for all states. I'm just talking about Virginia, okay? Because I know in Pennsylvania, they have to be the exact same size. And I can help you with that. Because in my group, which we call Team Unstoppable, I have agents in 11 states. Pennsylvania is one of them. Yeah, Karen says, I love the too late. Yeah, instead of saying under contract, I write too late. All right, what does EXP stand for? I don't know, but I'll find out. Good question. You know, as I was putting this together, I'm thinking, I wonder if somebody's going to ask me, because I'm thinking it's like extra, but I don't know what the P is. So in California, Susan says they are really militant about equal size. Yeah, but here's the deal. You don't ask your broker. You go to your state organization and get the skinny. Get the legal, you know, the legal eagle. And it is Virbela, Virbela. And thank you, Rebecca, for sharing that. All right, ladies, I told you I'd be 30 minutes. I'm 9 minutes over. I really have enjoyed sharing with you about the opportunity and the amazingness that is EXP. And the person who attracted me to EXP is Susie Truax, and she is on the board. She sits on the board of EXP Holdings, okay? And she tells me there's a lot of great stuff coming. It's not over. This isn't it, ladies. It's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And so I would love to have any of you who are serious-minded about your business and about, you know, being an entrepreneur. I would love to talk further. So just go to chatwithjan.com and let's get a chat together. And if someone else invited you here, please circle back with them. Thank you so much. Have a great day.